Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial from tutorvid.com. This tutorial is going to show you how to create an animated GIF like this one with this little cartoon guy smiling back and forth. It's a simple animation with only 4 frames, which is good if you're going to put something on the web as a avatar or as an ad or something like that. And I'll just start this over from the beginning and delete this file. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to create a new image. And I'm going to create a 125 pixel wide image, which is a typical ad size. And background contents, I'm going to pick as transparent, so it's a see-through GIF. And then I'll give it a name and set to go. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Control plus will zoom you in. Now the animation window isn't shown by default, so go up to Window and click on Animation here. Initially, when you're shown the animation window, it looks like this, which is a timeline view. This is for a little bit more complicated animations, which I'll be covering in another tutorial. For simple animations with only a few frames, it's best just to go in the frame animation, where each frame is one step. So I'm going to create my little man with a ellipse tool and some orange color, and create a circle for his head. If you hold down the Shift key, that makes it perfectly round. And move him to the center. And I'm going to give him some eyes that are white. I'm going to quickly duplicate this, hold down the Alt key and drag this layer over here. And then I'm going to create some googly eyes in there and change those to black. Move tool with the V, Alt, click and drag. So there we have the basic head. Now I'm going to create 3 frames over here. 3 blank frames, and I'm going to create the mouth on 3 different frames. You'll see why in a second. So select B with the brush, D for default colors, and that puts black in the foreground. And now I'm going to brush. I have a pretty small brush if you look up here, 5 pixels wide. And I'm just going to create a regular happy face with little cheeks there. And then I'm going to create layer 2. I'm just going to draw over top. If I hide layer 1, you can see that I just drew that. And I can create just on one side, layer 3. I'm going to create another face, another smile with only a cheek on that side. So now I have layer 3 with a smirk on that side, layer 2 with the smirk on that side, and layer 1, happy guy. Alright, so now we're ready to animate this guy. Oh, one more thing. These 2 layers are my googly eyes, and to save me some trouble, I'm going to put them in a group here. So click on this little folder that makes group 1, and then I'm going to control click on my 2 eyes and drag those into the group. Click and drag. Now you can see they're indented a bit in that group. I can roll that down and hide that group. So now when I click on this group with the move tool V, I can move the eyes around as I like. So getting to animation, I'm going to create 4 frames, and I'm going to select the first one. This is how it's going to start out looking. I'm going to turn on the happy face here, move it into place. Now clicking on frame number 2, I want to hide this smiley face and put on a side smile, and then clicking on group 1, I'm going to move the eyes over to the right, and now I see frame 3 is still like it was at the beginning, and now I actually want him in the center, so that's right. And then frame 4, I'm gonna make him look to the left, and then on group 1 I move the eyes over to the left. Now on the bottom here you can see the seconds that each frame is set at. I want to change that to be only half a second. You can pick any amount you want or click other and type in what you want. And then the animation, how many times you want it animated, repeated. I want forever, so it just goes around and around, looped. And now I have this little guy looking back and forth. And if you also want to make this animation a little smoother, you can click 2 frames and then click between these 2 layers, and that'll create a number of frames in between these 2 frames that sort of make it a smoother transition. I'm actually only using opacity, so I can click those 2. And if I add 5 frames, these 5 frames slowly merge these 2 layers. And if you're doing an animated GIF, this is unnecessary because you want to keep the file as small as possible, so I wouldn't recommend that. I would just do a straight jump from frame to frame. Alright, so we have our animation done. Go up to File, Save for Web and Devices. Then up here, make sure you have picked a GIF. And a few compression settings here. Make sure you have enough colors that all your colors are showing. This one only has a few colors, so I can pick 16. You might have to pick a bit higher though, if your GIF is a little complicated. And then down here is what we really need to look at, which is the animation settings. Make sure it's on forever if you want it to loop through forever. And you can preview it if you want by clicking play. And then just click save and save your image. And then in Windows Explorer you can double click on it and it'll open up in a browser. And then you can see how your image looks on the net. And that's it. To download the animated GIF or the TIFF file, or to download the HD version of this tutorial, head over to tutorvid.com.